We'll start the event now. Good evening, respected director, sir, principal, sir, lecturers, and dear alumni and students. A very warm welcome to you all for DSPUC Buddies Building. I request our director, sir, Dr. Kumar H, to brief about the event.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay, I request Srinidhi and Sir Kavita and Shripriya to mute your mic so that I'm audible to all the people and there will not be any disturbances during the discussions. Right,
Sure,
please.
sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Whenever I say please open up, unmute, you can please. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Shripriya, and also all my colleagues. First of all, let me welcome all the faculties who are present here, and also our guests. The guests who are present here are Janhavi Harish. I think Janhavi Harish has already joined. Chinmay is very much there, and Vidya, and also who else? Janhavi Harish, Vidya, Akila is going to join us later, and also Raghu. Right? I warm welcome to all of you, the alumni of DSPUC, and also all my old students. Right, really, I'm really happy to have you again here on this platform. Whether it is a platform of the performers who are here, there to show the world that we are here to make the changes in the world. And for to make the changes in the world, what is important for us is how best we can go about, how best we can do the things better for the future. And in this regard, what matters to us is how the concepts are being analyzed, assessed, assimilated, and then presented. Analysis, assimilation is one of the important components of any student. And by this assessment, by this analysis, you are going to judge, you will be judged by the society and the community as well as the business world. And in this regard, our sincere effort is to make or uplift, or rather give a boost to your performance. I'm really happy to have the very good performance. Right, first let me take the name of the Janhavi Harish, who was an alumni of the Anand Sagar PU College. Welcome, Janhavi. Right, I heard that you have scored really well, and you have scored 399 out of 400. And really, it is a remarkable achievement, and you will be pursuing your higher education in the field of chartered accountant. You could be, you will be one of the well-known chartered accountant who will be competing with the best five of chartered accountants of India till date, including our Jhunjhunwala, either Jhunjhunwala or Oswal or whoever it is, right? And warm welcome to you, Ms. Janhavi. Right, you will be sharing your thoughts with our students, and these students who have been chosen here are the toppers. I welcome you once again, and also to the faculties and also the students of our college. Right, I would like to introduce my oldest student, Miss Chinmay S. Chinmay had the examinations for the previous year has been conducted. She would have been on the newspaper as a first rank holder to the state of Karnataka. And this girl has a wonderful performance in both 9th, 10th, as well as the first PUC. And that has given her 600 out of 600 in the previous examination results, or rather whatever the results that have been declared by our government of Karnataka and the PU department. Chinmay is the girl who has cleared CA foundation examination in her first attempt without any tuitions. So that is really, really remarkable. And she is MSBA student, mathematics, statistics, business studies, and accountancy students. Chinmay, welcome you, ma. Really, I'm happy to have you on this board. Thank you, ma. And along with her, another friend of Chinmay, Miss Vidya. And both of them, Chinmay and Vidya, are the close friends of one another. And she is also, Vidya has also cleared a CA foundation examination without any tuitions in her first attempt. in her immediate after examination. Last examination was in the first attempt itself, she has done it, right? Vidya is also one of the topper of the previous institute of mine, and she is again proved, and I wish her all the best. Welcome you, Vidya.
Thank you,
Welcome you, ma'am.
sir.
And one more person will be joining us later. He's having a problem in communications. He's at his native place. And this boy would have got the first rank, rank right in the second piece examinations 3 years back. But unfortunately, languages were the culprits. He got 400 out of 400 in the main public examinations. In MSB, again, he is also a student of mathematics, statistics, business studies, and accountancy, and MSB a student, and he was one of my pet student, and he will be joining us, and he will also share his thoughts on how best one can prepare himself or herself for the examinations. And all these, in fact, Chinmay and Vidya were mentored by a statistics professor, Lata Acharya. In fact, like what we have now, right? Even in the previous institute also, we had mentors training group, and in that the best mentor, which has been they were chosen by these students, Chinmay and Vidya were again a statistics professor. She is Lata Acharya. I thank her for grooming these boys and girls, right? And also even this Raghu was also been mentored by another statistics professor, right, in another institute, right? So this makes something which is very, very notable thing. And Jhanvi, right, you heard that you have done really well in all your career, I mean, the performance in the institute. Now, in this year, what is it your plan is? The students who already excelled in their performance, right? They have to be given a wonderful opportunities, and their performance are to be increased or enhanced substantially. So for this, we have chosen mentors for 5 students. The mentors, the special mentors which were chosen are Sri Priya for the 6 students, and most of them are SCBA and MSBA students. Srinidhi for some of 5 students, then Jyoti for some students. So these were the teachers being chosen by the students. So here what we have given is, we have asked the students to take their mentors and get the benefit out of it. And these people are doing it. And especially there are 2 to 3 students who are doing exceptionally well. Yet the mentors or other seniors are the people who can definitely do best for the benefit of their buddies. So this, from this year onwards, we will be having a concept called buddy building. So you will be building, seniors will be building the buddies, and you will guide them and see that they will be the rank holders to the state of Karnataka. And for the benefit of the people who are here on the board, our management have declared 1 lakh rupees award for first or second or third rank students of either science or commerce. So each will get 1 lakh. Not only the students will get 1 lakh rupees, even the faculties who have trained them will also get 1 lakh rupees. Of course, this 1 lakh rupees will be shared by all the faculties who will be training these people. And apart from that, that's one. And at the same time, if they don't get the rank, if they score 100 out of 100, and they will get 3,000 rupees as a cash award, along with that is for the students, and even for the faculties who have trained them, they will also get 3,000 rupees as a cash award for each sentence they have produced. So this is what is being done, and our effort is to enhance their performance in this regard. To increase or enhance their creative nature and creative culture, we are conducting competitions, innovative competitions. It is not just to restrict ourselves to science graduates. It is for commerce, the arts as well as the science students, right, from 9th standard to 2nd PUC, right? It is a national level competitions, and submissions for the competitions will end by February 28th, right? This is for the benefit of the people who are there from other institutes and also alumni of this institute. So that is there, and the main function will happen in the month of March. So I welcome, and also I extend my warm greetings and also invitations to all these participants, right? So with this uh, introduction, I throw open this board for the discussion. I welcome our alumni part, and here what general expectations which are there, I've already shared it, and apart from that you can also share your thoughts, right? It is not restricted to only those points which I've already mentioned. And at the same time, for your kind information for all the people, of course Chinmay and Vidya knows it, and also our faculties will also know it. Already listed out 33 points which can help the mentors, special mentors, in guiding the special students, right? That is being happening. And now I request Ms. Jahnavi, Harish to give your thoughts on this.
Yes.
Please, Ms. Jahnavi.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So should I switch on my video?
Please, ma.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. My name is Janvi. So today I would like to share with you people my experiences. So firstly, what mistakes I did, I would like to share those with you and ask you to please avoid them. So first thing is, don't always compare yourself with your friends, thinking that if your friends are studying late night, even you can study. You can also study late night, because everybody's body time will be different. So just because some of your friends are doing it, don't think that you're also going to do the same thing. So make sure first in the time you decide what time is effective for you and when you can study. So based on that, make your timetables. First thing is, always prepare your timetables and make sure you follow your timetable. By any way, you're not going to go sleep before you complete your task for the day. And one thing for practical subjects, what I would suggest is prepare formula charts, and make sure when you're reading for the first time, you mark things. And also one thing what I did was, if you're given any home assignments, make sure you complete it always on time, and you do not delay it by any chance. And there's no talk of skipping the all the tests whatever is conducted in the college, because whenever you write the test, it will definitely boost your confidence, and it will definitely help you in scoring better in your final exams. So I would suggest nobody to skip the tests or any class tests or maybe midterms that are conducted, and make sure you at least check the last 2-3 years papers. And one more added advantage for this year is that the options Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So it will definitely help you score better, because when we were studying, we had just 2 options. So we had to make sure we learn all the chapters. But now, as the number of options have increased for all the subjects, will definitely you'll have an edge over all of us in scoring better. So these are the things. And one more thing, what I would like to share is, I have seen my friends also just focus on the core subjects more, and do not pay much attention to the languages. But I think you should also pay equal attention to the languages, because if you do so, it will 100% help you in elevating your marks. And I did that. So I would suggest the same thing to you. Don't neglect it just because it is language. It will definitely increase your marks. And also prepare charts as usual. It's a must. You should always have a formula book for all the practical subjects that you're studying. And one thing, and don't change your routine during the exams. If you're studying in the morning, study morning. If you're a night person, then study in the night. Please don't change it just because somebody else is, because it doesn't always suit. everybody. So make sure what fits right for you and do that. So this is how I said it. And there's nothing like you have to study for 5 hours. Make sure even if you're studying for 2-3 hours in a day, it is effective. Studying for long hours by not being efficient, it's not at all worth it. So make sure when you're studying, you're actually, your mind is there and nowhere else. So with this, I would like to wish all of you all the very best for your exams.
Okay, now we will be taking the questions later once all the participants, all the seniors will share their thoughts. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. To share our thoughts, please. Chinmay. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening to one and all present here. First of all, thank you, Kumar sir, for giving this opportunity for me to share my academic experience with these buddies. Dear friends, I'm Chinmay, presently pursuing my BCom graduation in Seshadripuram College, and I have, with the support of Kumar sir, I have scored, as he said, I have scored 100% marks in my second PU board exams. Presently, I'm preparing for CA intermediate exams, which I'll be attempting in November 2022. As you all know, I'm here to share my experience and my suggestions for you to face the exam. Here are some of my strategies which I used while attempting the exam. First one, be consistent while practicing the sums and practical subjects. Memorizing the answers doesn't work until you understand their real meaning. Practice them until you are perfect in them, and make sure you're not confused about those answers. Get it clear with your lecturers, as sir said that there are mentors who can help you to solve your problems. Please do approach them and get it corrected. And second strategy is time management. It would be a little difficult if you're attending both college classes and CA classes. Well, you have to manage the time by preparing timetables. It will help you to make the task easier, and start preparing as early as possible. Once you decided what your goals are, stick on to them and start studying from the very next moment, and prepare like you have never won and perform like you have never lost. Have self-confidence and be brave while facing failure. Start solving previous year question papers a month before exam. Solve as many question papers as you like, and more solving would do better. You'll understand where you're going wrong, and you can correct yourself by revising the correct answers. If the question is about how many hours to study in order to clear the exam, I would suggest to decide it on your own, because every person's abilities depends on their own. And if it's about me, then I would suggest that I had studied 3 to 4 years per day. You have to decide how many hours to study, whether day or night, like that. And as sir said, follow your teacher's guidance, clear all your doubts well before the exams, and be confident while facing the exam. Success requires patience. Don't quit your goals without even trying them. Stay away from social media. I think this is the best suggestion I could give to you. It kills our time. Being a student, please don't get addicted to the social media. I would request you to inactivate your social media accounts at least till the completion of your exam. Avoid junk food when the exams are nearing. Do not eat street food, because you might fall sick, and it might ruin your preparation for the exam. And coming to the last point, in order to present the answers in the examination, it's my suggestion to answer those questions first which you are perfectly knowing, and then start with those questions which you are quite sure about. Then lastly, attempt those questions which you have never read, which you have no idea. So after the completion of this, revise the answers and start highlighting the points with pencil. so that it would fetch you more marks. And I would like to suggest you to fix some time, like 1 mark questions should be answered in just 5 minutes, 2 mark questions should be answered in just 10 minutes. Like that, whole question paper should be, fixed with the time. You have to complete it. You have to complete all those answers in such stimulated time. This helps you to fetch more marks and also revise the answers and check the answers if you have written correctly. So these are my suggestions to you, my buddies. So I wish you all the best for your board exam. Thank you.
Thank you, Chinmay. Right, we'll come back to you for the questions. Right, for the benefit of others. Right, I have gone through the answers books of Chinmay and all my students, earlier students. Right, in fact, 4,000 plus answers books have been observed, and especially this Chinmay's answer, she has mentioned about the time factor for 1 mark, 2 marks, and 5 mark questions. So she has maintained in such a way that she could answer all the questions which were there in the question paper. That means without leaving any choices, she has answered and all were correct. So if were given the marks to her, she would have scored 150 out of 150. Right, all were correct, and the way in which she has written is very legible, clear, and crystal clear. Right, that was her performance. And thank you, Chinmay. Now may I request Miss Vidya to share her thoughts. Vidya.
Sir,
Yes, ma.
sir, for preparation, like only we had 4 to 4 months, so I did just self-study. Because in paper 1 for accounts, we had a good base, so we don't want to go for a tutorial. And second paper, and business law and other paper, so it was easy, sir. CA foundation.
CA foundation, no, I want for the PUC, ma. Vidya, for the PUC main examinations. Long. Okay. Now I will open the session for the discussion. Now you can raise your hands and ask questions to your seniors. So please raise your hands and ask questions to them.
Excuse me, sir. Akila has
Sir,
joined.
there is Akila, one more
Yeah.
student.
Akila has joined now.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Is there?
Yeah, right. Okay, may I request Ms. Akila, right, the alumni of our college, to share her thoughts and guide our students. So please, Ms. Akila.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. So, hello, friends. Happy evening. So, to brief about me so that you don't feel like you're listening to a stranger for the next 10 minutes. I'm Akhila. I studied from Dayanand Sagar PU College in the 2017 to 19 batch, in which I accidentally happened to become the topper of that batch, which is why I'm here today addressing you all. And accidentally a topper, I'll talk about this just a little later. Continuing, I completed the foundation and intermediate levels of chartered accountancy course and currently doing my articleship. So this was about me. May I just know how many are attending here? Like, is it the students, only few students? I could see some 22 participants.
Around 4, 5 faculties are there, and
Okay.
rest are students.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Your teachers are also here. Rita,
Yes,
Madam,
Yes.
Kavita, Jyoti, Srinidhi, all are there.
Yes, nice to see them.
Nice to see you, Akila.
Thank you, ma'am. So, yeah, as I said, why did I say I became the topper accidentally? It's because, see, to become a topper, there are like certain things that should coincide. It just doesn't happen with one thing. Like listing out few of them, the first thing is everything that has appeared in the question paper should be from what you've studied. Like, if not everything, at least that part of the questions which you must answer, which are compulsorily to be answered, that much should have appeared from what you've studied. And secondly, it's not sufficient if you've studied that. You should be able to remember that. You should be able to recollect it in the exam hall. And then the third thing is, even though you've studied, though you remember everything, if you don't put it on that paper, it's of no use with respect to marks. Nevertheless, the knowledge will always be with you, but it doesn't fetch you marks. So you should put it on that paper in such a way that the evaluator will understand properly and in the given time. And the next thing is, which is not in our hands, the evaluator who is correcting your paper shouldn't have fought with his spouse before correcting your paper. The moods, the good mood, good marks, bad mood, it's our fate. And then let's say all of this coincided and you got some nice marks. There's yet another thing that should be satisfied. That is, nobody else has scored better than you. This is not in our hands, right? That is why I said I became the topper accidentally. So the last two things I said, they are completely not in our hands. We can do nothing about it. But the other three, they are in our hands. We can work on that. First thing that I said was, everything that has appeared should be from what you've studied. Like, let's say you study the whole syllabus. The questions obviously comes from the syllabus, which means the question has come from what you've studied. Like there are, Shri Priya ma'am just told me that your paper is for 196 marks, which is amazing. You can skip a few chapters and still manage to score 100 on 100. But let's say by mistake, you don't remember something in the exam hall. So if you have studied an extra chapter, as that just gives you some cushion so that you can answer that and still score 100 on 100. And the next thing was, you shouldn't forget anything. You should be able to recollect. We're all humans. It's a common tendency to forget. It's a natural tendency and also God's gift, because forgetting is also a gift in a way, but not in the exam hall. We should be able to recollect everything, for which the best thing, the only possible thing that we can do is revisions, the repeated revisions. The more number of times you study, the easier it becomes on the exam hall. You might be very clear with the concept, like very clear. But if you study it once more, you'll be even more clear. Like there's this Japanese belief which says there's always a scope for improvement, whatever small. So you are always better the n+1th time you study than the nth time. So revisions are like they are one of the best tools I could suggest. And the third thing is, you should be able to put it on the paper in the given time. So here, two things comes: your writing skill, the way you present in the paper, and the time management. For both of this, one thing you can do is give yourself some mock tests. Like you take the question paper, solve it in, have a time frame, solve it as if you are doing it in the exam hall, so that you you won't be attending it for the first time. Like practically, you are attending the exam for the first time, but it feels as if you've done it so many times. So now it is way more easier to do it. So these are the three things I would suggest. Like this has worked for me. This may also work for you. What has worked for me may not necessarily work for you, but few things are like standard. It works for most of the people. So yeah, these were how I studied. And then going further, I could say the things have changed. The things have changed a lot. Like when the COVID had just been declared as a pandemic and there was a lockdown for 2 weeks. Like I'm talking about the time when we thought it just 1 or 2 weeks of lockdown and the COVID would go. We thought it had come for a tour in India. No, it came to be a resident of India. It has stayed here. That time, my intermediate classes had just started. My classes started in February and the lockdown was in March. And we had to adjust for it. Like we had, from the physical classes, we had to go for the virtual classes. And for us, unfortunately, we didn't even have live classes. It was recorded. It was difficult, but you know what? The only thing that is constant, change. Change is the only thing that is constant. So you all, I believe like during that time, 2020, during the 2020, you all had just entered the first PU, where you're supposed to learn the basics of accounts, which is most important throughout your life if you're doing anything in commerce. That time you've managed to do it with virtual classes, you've managed to learn it, you've already done a great job. Just put a little more efforts, put your best efforts and score your best. Like let our focus not be the topper of a batch, topper of the state, but to score the best possible marks. Put all your efforts and do not worry about the results. This is all I will say. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Akila. Right, it was really a wonderful presentation. Right, I can see that there is was that the first lady was who got CA from the famous Harvard University. I can see through you, right? Really, your presentations were really good, right?
Thank you, sir.
So
that
the first
means
lady,
a lot. Thank
right?
you so much.
And really good, and it was that shows the maturity of yours, because you cleared your intermediate, and now I can see how you are shining, and in your presentations and how you are taken. You are very modest in accepting that the fact that you are modest in telling that the fact that you are accidental topper. No, you are not an accidental topper. It should not be accident. It is by perseverance, and it's really your perseverance, right? Okay, now thank you. And I will keep the floor open for the discussion. I want the students to ask questions. That is most important, right? The very intent of this gathering is to have a one-to-one direct contact and say question answer sessions, please.
Yes.
I will ask Chandana Gowda, please raise your voice for your questions.
Yes, sir. So I had this one doubt, like what was your approach to the seniors who are here to mentor us? Like what was your approach for English? Because as you said, languages are of course important and they act as a key factor in our percentage. So I just wanted to know about their approach for English, sir.
I request Akila to address first, and later I'll transfer to others.
So English is the subject in which I actually didn't score up to the mark, up to what I expected. But what my approach was that repeated practice, like you solve more and more exam questions and see the suggested answers if any available. So you know how ideally it should be done. If you keep repeating, like you keep writing it, you get a hang of it so that you can perform at least, if not the best, the better than you would have performed if you didn't practice it. So this is my suggestion.
Now I ask Chinmayi.
Yes.
Chinmayi has scored very well in both the languages. Chinmayi?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to say that to attempt the languages, especially English, the main focus should be on the textbooks, sir, rather than any other guides which are available outside. I suggest not to depend on any guides for the answer. As Akila said, it would be better to refer the previous year suggested answers, and better to read the textbook completely, sir.
Okay, Jannavi, ma'am. Now over to Jannavi, please.
Yes, sir. For languages, even I was too scared actually, because I thought because of languages I might lose a few marks. So it was I was really scared. But actually, I was a Hindi student, so I was like quite okay, because I had a lot of Kannada students friends who would tell me Kannada was really difficult and all of that. So I thought my Hindi would balance, but I don't know how we had almost maybe 2.5 months gap for our English exams due to COVID. So I was really tensed and worrying what to study, how to study, because there was a long gap for us. So what I did was I just studied the textbook, and I would tell all of them to do the same thing, not just once, study all the chapters again and again. So even when I was attending the normal classes, even I had not scored good marks, but in the finals, I got above 90. So what I did was, do not write stories for any question. Don't just think if you write lengthy answers, you're going to get good marks. what the content, how long it is not important. What you write inside it is really important. So I would tell everybody to see that, make sure your content is to the mark. That doesn't mean you cut down the answers and make it short. Make sure it is precise enough to give you good marks. So this is what I would suggest.
Thank you, Janavi. Right. In this regard, my observations and also suggestions which I have made to Chinmay or others is first focus on the 50 marks of practical, grammar. So if all the answers for the grammar is good, right, and definitely the rest will follow, right. And also for in this regard, we have planned to invite some. Okay, thank you. So we will be inviting some more experts, right? So those experts will come and tell you about, especially for the languages. I know I am very much aware of the fact that the language is very, very important for the students' performance, right? And we'll make definitely good efforts and see that you will not be missed out of getting 100 out of 100, either English or Kannada or Sanskrita or Hindi or whatever, right? So already the plans are on. So we'll be having some more sessions to address this question. Right now, other questions from others, and even Chandana can also ask. Chandana can also ask the questions if you have, right? Anyone, right? For that matter. Questions from the participants. Shripriya, please ask others also to join, right? Rejoin, right? Probably they may not be knowing it.
Yes, sir. I asked them to re-log in. I'm waiting for them.
With the same ID. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chandana, you have any other questions? Please, ma.
No, sir. Like I had this one doubt in English, and that's it, sir. That is it.
And regarding the choices, you didn't ask, because this time you have a sufficient number of choices. And the prioritizations, how these your seniors have prioritize the answers, right? So of course, Chinmay has mentioned, even Akhil also mentioned, whatever the one which you know better, right? So if you have anything related to that, please. Prioritization and difficult questions, difficult subjects. Manoj?
Yes, sir.
Please, ma. If you have any questions.
Okay, sir. Sir, I don't have any doubt about these exams and all. Some of you said like they cleared CA foundation. So what do you think? What was your approach when you started preparing for that exam, sir, foundation exam?
I request Ms. Akila, because you are a senior in this regard.
Okay. So I joined a coaching institution until which I didn't worry to even see the syllabus of foundation. So from then I just had a timetable which I almost tried to follow. We always fail to follow the timetable, but we like the best, at least trying to follow the timetable will put some pressure on you so that you can start, like you have some pressure on your head, like you won't be able to sleep peacefully if you didn't complete that timetable. So for me, timetable helped. It may not help for everyone, but that is again one way of doing it. Just see what you are good at. Like for me, maths, like the math, stats, and logical reasoning, that paper was the easiest. So I focused less on that. And accounts was also easy, but law is a place where I felt, it's a theory again. I'm better in practicals than in theory. So I put more focus on law and economics. So while you're studying, prioritize what you are bad at first, and then also study what you're good at. Do not leave that as well. So prioritize what you are bad at and then study what you're good at. That is my suggestion.
Thank you, Akila. I request Chinmay. Chinmay has not taken any tuitions. Let me know how she has approached. Chinmay?
Yes, sir. So in foundation we had 4 papers, and I used to feel practical subjects are more easy for me. So the third paper, which had maths, logical reasoning, and statistics, was the easiest for me, and hence I did not concentrate more on those chapters. First paper was a bit difficult for me, so I used to watch YouTube videos if I had any doubt regarding the chapters. And I have to say that second PU chapters, which we had already studied, were the major part in the accountancy syllabus. And coming to the second paper, business law and reporting, law was a bit tough. It was a bit tough to remember all the sections and all those laws. But I had managed to, understand the laws, those rules and sentences. Coming to the fourth paper, it was all about economics, which we had already studied in second PU. So even like it was MCQ paper, so it was not so much tough for me to face the exam. So,
Jahnavi, you have any thoughts to share, Jahnavi?
Yes, sir, I would like to add to it. So just like Akila told, even my CA foundation classes started in the beginning of COVID. So even I had to take the virtual classes, and we didn't even have live classes then. So I had to attend the virtual classes. And as everybody know, if it is live class, at least we'd be punctual in attending it. So I would suggest, if you're taking pen drive classes or any virtual classes, make sure you don't keep anything for pending in the end and finish it. And like everybody told, even practical was my strength and theory was my weak point. So I was really scared for law and English paper. So I mainly, even though I had the study material of the institute, I somehow was not convinced, and I wanted to study the module for law especially. So for law, I studied the module because the chapters what we had was just 4 or 5. So I wanted to study the module, and I studied the module. So I think I got the highest in law itself. So what I would suggest is, don't be scared. Study everything. Make sure you complete all your classes before a month or 1.5 months before your exams are scheduled, and make sure you study everything. And if you're not remembering all the sections, it's okay, because when you're in the foundation level, it's not necessary that you remember all the sections. Make sure you remember all the provisions and you know what concept it is basically. So that I would suggest for the theory paper. And apart from that, if you're a science and math student, then obviously you'll have an edge over others, because the third paper is completely almost 80 marks is for maths and stats. Then other 20 marks is logical reasoning, which is actually general knowledge questions. And I think everybody can score well in that. And then one more added advantage in the subject is, in foundation, you'll have 2 subjects subjective and 2 subjects objective, and there is no negative marking. So I think it will not be a difficult task. If you are good with your basics in your PU, it is definitely going to help you in your foundation. So this is what I would like to tell.
Okay, thank you, Jahnavi. Now, any questions from others? I request Amin. Mohammed Amin is here, right? Amin? Mohammed Amin.
Sir.
You have any question? Not necessarily on CA, on the examinations as well.
No, sir, not any.
Not Havish Bharadwaj.
No, sir.
No. Any questions from any others? Any question? Any other questions? If you have, feel free, because this is an opportunity because of meeting the seniors, and you have to make the benefit out of this. Manoj, Havish, Mohammed, Chandana. Chandana, you have any questions?
No, sir.
Yes, ma?
No, sir. I said no.
So last note. Okay, now principal was here. Was he here? Okay. Last note and advice from you seniors, because I request all of you to guide our students now probably at this hour. may not be in a position to ask the questions that they have planned for, right? So because this is the first occasion to meet you all, I request you to share your thoughts, right, in the group as well. And also if they approach you, please help them. And in the last remarks of yours from one by one, you can give a last advice, so to say, last minute advice, I can say. Ms. Akila, last minute preparations and advices.
Yes, sir. Well, for the exam point of view, what I suggest is, like, I would always do summary of everything. If you have done the same, refer that like right before the exam, that would help. If you have not yet done it, it's okay. You'll find some summaries. At least you'll know what is important. Like, study only the important things right before the exam, because we cannot cover everything. And secondly, consistency always helps. This is not just for exam, everywhere and anywhere. Consistency will always help you to succeed. Like, your consistent efforts, the everyday efforts, like your efforts for a day doesn't make a difference, but your everyday efforts makes a difference. So study every day, have that punctuality in studying, have the discipline in studying, then it will help you with your exams, also on the knowledge, also somewhere out when you go out in the practical world. Like currently I'm doing my articleship. What I feel is, you keep learning every day, or like the more you work, the better you learn. So not only in the office I learn, I also have to come home and learn, because I'm taking my CA final classes. And that consistency, like everyday learning, is important. So that is it. Thank you.
Chinmay, your last minute advice.
Yes, sir. I would like to advise them that not to skip their sleep during the night. It would be better to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours during the exams, and not to be panic while attempting the papers. It's good to attempt the papers calmly. So do all the best.
Thank you, Chinmay. Janhavi, please.
My suggestion would be, make sure you practice as many old question papers and the preparatory what the college is providing you with, because that will boost your confidence, and it will also help you in increasing your speed in your exams. Because if you finish the exam fast, don't come out. If you know any other optional questions, like extra questions, attend them, because sometimes maybe you would have thought whatever you have answered is right, or maybe you forgot a sign, or whatever it is, it will definitely help you. So even if you finished your exams, don't come out, stay there and try to write extra questions and attend the preparatory exams what is conducted by the college. So these two are a must. And one more thing, this is from my personal opinion, what I would like to share is, don't miss your sleep and don't miss your breakfast when you're going for exam. Because in my second PUC board, I had missed my breakfast for my business exam, and I had to really suffer in the exam there, because I thought I was feeling very drowsy, and I thought I was going to leave my exam in the middle there. So I would suggest, don't do all of that, and have a nice sleep and have your breakfast and go to exam. So this is my last minute tip.
Thank you, Janhavi. Right. So I thank all of you. I wish you all the best, Ms. Akila. You will be facing the final examinations, and also I wish you all the best, Ms. Janhavi.
Thank you, sir.
Right, and also I wish you all the best, Ms. Chinmay, Vidya. Right, and
Thank you, sir.
for your kind information, as Ms. Janhavi mentioned, right, Chinmay is also a very, very cool girl. Very cool girl. I have seen her, right? Never taken any, taken any stress to herself, right? And in fact, I can see all the toppers, right? How they are booming and beaming with a smile on their face, right? In spite of all the stress which they have faced at the workplaces, right? Thank you, Akila, right? You can definitely, your performance and your screen appearance of both Akila, Janhavi, Chinmay, right? And also Vidya, right? Chinmay. definitely makes an impact on our students, right? Your buddies, right? So please guide them. And now I request Miss Chandana Gowda, you have to propose vote of thanks to your uh, seniors. Chandana,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it's a surprise for you, but you will do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I would like to thank Director Sir for trusting me in this, and I would keep up. So I would like to thank all my seniors, in spite of their busy schedule, just making some time to guide us and to share their experience and their knowledge while in the studies. And I think this was very helpful. So I would like to thank them for giving their time and efforts in us. I think I would like to thank you for your effort. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chandana. Now I request Akhila, Jhanavi, Chinmayi, and also Vidya, right, to visit us, to visit the college, right? And also I thank all my colleagues, Shilpa Shri, Shri Priya has taken keen interest and organized everything. Chinmayi, what was it? Kavita, all the faculties, Srinidhi, and Jyoti, and all the faculties of ours, right, for making this event. Thank you very much. And once again, I thank Ms. Akhila, Jhanavi, Chinmayi, and also Vidya. Thank you very much. And please do visit us. And I want your residential address. Please share it to Ms. Shri Priya. Madam, please take the addresses of these people, madam. Right? And I am inviting you for the program which will be happening in the month of March. We will be having the program. And you, Akhila, Jhanavi, right? You being the alumni of this institute, you'll be having an informal meeting next week. Please do attend and give your valuable thoughts. So we are going to institute an award in the name of you people. That is Alumni Association, best outgoing male and female students of our college. Right. So for that, you will be the inspirations. So please give your valuable suggestions next in the coming weeks. Our in the coming days, Ms. Kavita of our faculty will be approaching you. Right, will be making appeal to all of you. So please do participate in it. Thank you very much. I thank all the colleagues of mine, and thank you once again. Right, thank you all.